back with another one of my partners. I'm so excited to introduce you all to this young man. He's someone who I've been connected with for a couple of years now, very early on in the journey, still in real estate. And he's had a phenomenal first year in the business. I'm not going to spoil it by any means, but I'm excited for you all to get to meet Pham out of the Dallas Fort Worth market area here in Texas. But Tree, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me here today. You've always been a role model for me and meant a great mentor. So without you, I wouldn't be here today speaking to you guys.
I'm very blessed to be a part of your journey. So I'm going to tell the audience, those viewers, a little bit more about you, and then we'll dive into some more of what the journey's been like here into real estate.
Yeah.
But Tree is someone who he's actually a published author, crazy enough, and he had a journey coming to the United States, not knowing the language by himself, and progressing from there on out academically, getting a full ride scholarship to one of the most prestigious universities out there. And now here he is making moves in real estate. So with that, Tree, even before we talk more on the real estate side of things, tell us about life before real estate, like because you've had a really incredible journey, man. It's one that has inspired me to learn about, but maybe speak to kind of your whole background, maybe as far as coming to America,
Yeah.
and from there on out. But yeah, what all happened before real estate?
Sure. Yeah. It's just this is a short recap of my life. And so I was born in Vietnam. I came to America when I was one, but I lived between two countries, Vietnam and Seattle specifically. That's where I grew up. Half a year in Seattle, half a year in Vietnam, every single year for 13 years of my life. My parents are both artists, so they have a lot of art festival and art galleries throughout Washington State and Oregon State and also across Vietnam as well. So I grew up in an art family. Um, when I was living between those two countries, I went to school in Vietnam, so my primary language was Vietnamese, and everything I learned was through the Vietnamese school system. When I was in America, I just kind of traveled with them and learn their business and just kind of hang out with them. So that was like my first 13 years. And then I moved to Dallas for high school because my parents were like, you can't travel with us anymore. You're missing out a lot of school. People go to school for 9 months. You go to school for like 6 months for like many, many years. And it's not normal. And I want you to have the full education and the best education, which is in America. So I moved here to Dallas. I lived with my aunt's family instead of my parents. So when I moved here, in a new environment, when in a new family setting that I didn't really know my aunt's family that well, so I had to kind of adapt and adjust to a lot of things: school, new friends, new family, and throughout my whole high school, I worked really hard. Not sure why, because before I wasn't really a good student. So I guess when I moved here, I was really sad, in a way, a little bit depressed. You can say that because I wasn't around the people that I know well. So I decided to just focus in school to cheer me up. So those A's and good grades and good teachers that I was around with really made a huge impact in my high school. So after 4 years, I went to UT Austin, got a full ride. My senior year of high school, I applied over 70 scholarship. Only got five of them, but those five actually got me a full ride. And during UT Austin, I wrote a book. I published a book called Coming to America. I don't know if I have my book somewhere around here, but I'll try to find a moment. And after that, I took after UT, I decided to do real estate, something that I wanted to challenge myself to build business, to help people, um, and also wanted to kind of follow my parents' footsteps because they also do a lot of real estate as well.
That's awesome. And that was kind of going to be my next question. Like, why real estate? Because you recognize the opportunity in this industry in a very young age. Most people get into our industry at a later point in life. You know, it's a natural kind of next career for many people who are our peers in the market area here. But you know, you identified that at a young age. So was that like did your parents play a big part of that, or I guess what else factored into your decision to commit to real estate?
I think growing up with my parents definitely helped planting that seed in my mind. And I went to UT Austin for an economics degree. So that helped a little bit. And then when I found out Josh answered the training fraternity, I feel like I could apply the knowledge I learned from UT Austin to real life experience. And from there, um, you know, things didn't work out well in the stock market for me. So I decided to transfer my work ethic and discipline into something new that I have never been like experienced. I've been exposed to it, but never do it myself. So that was a big change, but I wasn't afraid to take that leap of faith. I had multiple job offers at that time. Um, Maybe because I went to UT Austin and I had really good grades and I have a lot of work experience, like internship wise, when I was at there. So I was capable of getting a 6-figure job offer lined up for me, but I didn't take it because I wanted to do something for myself, which is real estate, the biggest market out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's incredible to like come like out of college, 4-year degree in economics, have 6-figure job offers, and to not pursue that. That's wild, man. But you know what's crazy? I can relate to a lot of your story. You know, I got a degree in economics. I went into real estate afterwards. I didn't pursue any job opportunities. And I went through the UT schooling system too, UTSA. So I relate to a lot of what you're saying, which is really
Go
cool.
runner.
Oh, yes, sir. And the whole trading thing, for those that don't know, like a lot of what Tree just described is like a mirror image of my story. You know, I didn't do so well in the stock market. You know,
Yeah.
found a mentor, it led to real estate, and it's been a blessing. So we could talk about all the blessings, all the things that have gone well so far in real estate, and there's plenty to talk about there. But before we get to that, what's been the biggest challenge for you starting out in real estate?
Getting my name out there. Absolutely. Like the brand. I think that is the hardest part because there are so many agents out there, especially in the DFW. I believe there are around like 40,000 agents. And I started off at a very rough time, which is a year and a half ago. And that's when rates started to go up. When I got in, rates was at 5%. And before that, it was like 2%. So when rates started to go up, people start freaking out. They wasn't adapting to that rate change yet. So at that time, the whole real estate market was kind of like frozen and no one wanted to take the risk. And people were also spoiled too a few months ago when rates were lower. Um, Sorry, what was the question again? I think I got lost.
Yeah, the hardest part
Challenge.
about starting out brand
Yeah.
new in this industry.
Oh yeah, so I think the name is the hardest part, and also the competition in the DFW.
Oh, no doubt. And a lot of people get intimidated going into things like, man, I hear people, which I think it's people that probably weren't even serious about getting in this industry in the first place, but they'll say things like, hey, the market's too saturated, like kind of alluding to, there's not really opportunity to people getting in the industry. But like I said, I'm not hearing that from people that went out, committed to the process, got their license. I'm hearing from that, from the people outside looking in saying they never do it. So,
Oh yeah.
um, I don't really take it. It's just interesting to see what people have to say and think. But yeah, it is true. There are a lot of agents in the market area. So looking at the playing field getting in the industry, um, you had a lot of different options, kind of like the whole job offer thing. There's a lot of different places you could have gone with this license. A lot of great companies would have loved to have, taken you on to begin with.
Yep.
And I know, you looked at your options, and out of all of them, ended up aligning with myself, a partner of mine here at EXP Realty. So I guess why EXP out of all the options, and why even specifically align with my partner and I versus perhaps any other groups or people you could have aligned with?
Yeah. Um, I went to when I was at UT Austin, COVID happened, so everything was online, and I found that really easy for me to grow as a person. I get to have all the resources that is in front of me, the computer or the phone. So when I was looking for a brokerage, EXP really stood out to me because it's a cloud-based company. All the support you need can be accessed through your phone, anything through internet within like 2 minutes, and you're in front of someone who you can ask questions without having to drive to the office, book an appointment, and wait for them to get you in and talk and ask questions. I don't like that. Time is valuable to me, and EXP it's the brokerage that provide that kind of resources very quickly if I need it. And then when I was trading with through Josh Answer, he always talk about you, Tyler, and Trey, the TNT. And so I'm very grateful that I hop into a Zoom call with you guys and get to learn the opportunity that you guys shared. I'm very blessed. Like I'm grateful that I'm here today because of that moment that I listened to Josh. I'm like, I'm gonna give it a chance and see how it goes.
That's awesome, man. So personal growth, and really seeing an opportunity to get more of what you need, save time, and that's right, man. It's awesome that you recognize that, because a lot of people, especially when they're new to the industry, they don't really have a reference point of like what your traditional bricks and mortar office is like. But you even identified going into the industry that, like, hey, this can save me a lot of time, and allow me to get more of what I need exactly when I need it, which is spot on. And that's what I always explain to people, because it's a natural thought. I mean, especially just kind of looking around the industry, just seeing all these offices, it's a natural thought to think, well, I need an office.
Yeah,
And until you just take a closer look and really question, well, what is the office there for? And something that I'll explain to people who have that thought and concern is, well, we're not losing anything. In fact, with the structure and the additional financial resources, we're able to get more of what we would otherwise go to for an office, and we'll get it sooner in less time, and we have more people there to actually help us when we need it. So.
yeah,
I'm glad to hear you recognize that, and yeah, it's a blessing to have connected with you through a mutual mentor, a mentor that we share, and dude, I can tell you even from the get go, I knew you had a ton of potential getting into this industry. I like to believe in everyone, but like you specifically, just knowing your journey in life, and what you had accomplished thus far, I know you had already proven in other areas of your life that you could achieve things, and I had no doubt that you were going to achieve things here. It was just a question of, okay, what's the timeline look like, and how big is it going to be? And we'll get more to that here in a moment too. But for you personally, Tree, what would you say? Having been with EXP coming up on over a year, if not what, year and a half or thereabouts, you've been in the business.
yeah.
What have you found, having been equipped with all the tools, resources, support, everything you have at your fingertips? What have you found to be most beneficial to you about operating your business here at EXP?
Um, like with EXP, I think the one thing I leverage the most is KV Core. It is a CRM tool that allow you to advertise yourself and also get leads from whenever you post it on social media. So when people click on those links that you advertise homes, their information will be sent to me, so I will be able to prospect them and see what I can do to help them. So I've been leveraging that a lot. I consistently post every day. So I think social media is a very uh, strong game for me, and I truly believe because I've been getting a lot of leads this year alone, starting 2024, and also, the past referral from last year as well.
Absolutely. And I know more recently, and you've done phenomenal on social media the whole time you've been in the business. Even from like the first clients you worked with, I was always seeing the posts and it looked great. But more recently, you've added YouTube, you've added video to the mix, and man, I've seen your stuff that you and your girlfriend Lily are putting out. Who, I mean, she's an agent too. You got her into the business, which is amazing. Um, yeah, but your video content looks amazing, and
Thank you.
I don't know like what result you've seen from that so far, but I'll tell you, dude, it's so early on in the process. Just keep doing it. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
see over time, like it's really gonna start working in a very big way, especially with the quality and value you're delivering through those videos. So great to hear too. You're using KV Core, and it is such a powerful tool and system that we have that it's amazing. But so many agents here at EXP don't even scratch the surface of it. But it's something. If you just spend a little time figuring out how to navigate it, like you can turn on it and have it generating leads for you every single day.
Right. Yeah. That's why I love so much about KV Core, and with EXP, it is free. It's free. I heard like people pay like $400 per month for this tool to use it, and with EXP, like I can't believe like people are not leveraging it, and I've seen so many people generate like many leads from just one tool of from EXP. So that's why I feel like people should definitely take advantage of that more.
Absolutely. It's incredible, man. So this past year, 2023 was your rookie year, correct? That was your first full year in the business.
Yes.
And do you mind sharing like how that year went?
Yeah, I don't mind at all. I think it went really well. Not as good as I want it to be, but I think considering my what I've done last year with all my travelings, I was still able to perform almost $5 million in sale volume. And Tyler would know this. Like I would travel every single month. I would go to France, Vietnam, the Bahamas, and many other cities and states. And to me, like traveling has always been a passion of me since I was a kid. So get into real estate, generate that income. It's also a field to my hobby, which is traveling as well. And with EXP, you can travel and still do work because everything is online. The one thing you can't do is show houses, but if you have partners and friends who are in real estate, they can always assist you with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that's I mean almost $5 million in sales volume. That's like right around six figures, if not six figures in gross commissions. And for the first year, that's amazing, man. And I know like the people that tend to do that their first year, they always have bigger goals. It's very rare that they don't. And so we're on a journey of growth. But yeah, like I think the thing that stands out to me the most about your first year is I kid you not, like just like what Tree said, every month, like he's somewhere new. Like, I see you in France, I see you in um, uh, Vietnam, right? You went to Vietnam at least a couple of times, I think.
I was last year.
Yep. And and even you'd hop on masterminds and trainings, and it's like dark, and it's like odd hours of the night, but you're there, and you're still doing what you need, and that was another thing that stood out to me too, like because it blows my mind how many not even like people getting in the industry, seasoned agents in the industry, when they travel, when they go somewhere, it's like they're unavailable. They're like, oh, I'm out of town, or I'm in this other country, and it's like they act like they can't like handle a phone call or do anything.
Right.
But dude, that it didn't stop you. You still made stuff happen. You still took care of your clients. You made sure that the people who needed to see a house still saw a house.
Yes.
And so, dude, I love the way you handle your business, and I think that speaks to a lot of why first year was such a positive year in the trajectory of your journey here. Um,
Yeah.
so, how has the success you've found so far in real estate. How has that impacted your life? Obviously, we already mentioned that traveling takes
Yeah.
money to do that. You've been able to go to take many trips to many different countries, even over the past year, and that's your passion.
Yes.
I guess, is there any other element as far as how it's impacted your life so far?
Yeah, I think I'm a lot happier helping people than being in front of the screen trading stocks all day. That's a big transition for me. When I was trading at that time, I'm just like by myself. I'm not interacting with other people. I'm just looking at charts and numbers all day long, every single day. But now I'm out here talking to people, building great relationships, and adding value to people. That that makes me like I found a purpose in life. Wake up every morning to help people achieve their goals or dreams, getting to their forever home or getting to their first home. Everyone has their own story, and every transaction, it's a memory for me. And I want to continue being at that closing table, shaking their hands and congratulate them, and also seeing their family grow together in the beautiful home that they start up.
That's amazing. So working with people that and really helping people, I love to hear that. And
Mhm.
yeah, it is a lot different than looking at charts. You know, it's yeah, it is something special being able to connect with people and truly help them with one of the most important aspects and decisions of their life. I mean, home ownership, it's a very important thing, especially here in the United States, and to be a pivotal person helping people navigate it.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a blessing, man. Um, what would you say, like, because you know exactly what it's like day one. I know some of our viewers are gonna relate to this. Like, you know what it's like to have no clients, no business, $0 earned in real estate. And so
Yeah.
just knowing what that was like not too long ago, what would you say is the biggest thing you've learned in the process of going from zero clients to where you are today, consistently closing deals, working new business, helping people? What's the biggest thing you learned from all that experience?
The biggest thing I learned, um, like the process, like how do I do it?
Like, I'm sure, like, you got into, did you get, like, think back, like, day one, week one in the industry, like, you don't have any clients day one, right?
I
No
didn't.
clients.
Zero. Yes. Zero.
So kind of scary, right? Because it's like, hey, I just started my new career, my new job. I don't have anything in the pipeline that could produce a
Right.
paycheck for me, right? So, but
Yes.
over the time you progress, you learned. Like, now I think you probably have a different level of confidence getting up every day. You're not really worried about where your next client's coming from, right?
Right.
So what would you say between those 2 points in time? Like, you've learned a lot. What would you say for our audience here, if someone's out there who hasn't found their first client yet? What would you tell them?
Okay. Um, I think it has to do with a lot of mindset. And I think you just have to be confident, although you don't know the answer at that time because you don't have experience yet. The courses that you took in school, they only taught you the basic of real estate and not to go to jail. But when you graduate from that, you have a license. You don't really understand how to write contracts. You don't know how to network. You don't know how to find leads. So the biggest thing is it just has to do like being a risk taker and have confidence in yourself and have faith that you will get the job done by finding the answers to the questions that you don't know at that time. So when I started, Tyler was like the guy that I always ask question every single day, to small little question to big question. But Tyler has always been so kind and sweet, and he has always answered every question that I ask. And he would respond it within an hour, less than that, like very quickly. So I think asking question is, don't be afraid to ask questions. If you never ask a question, you'll never know the answer, and you'll never get the job done. So that will always create a fear that you won't get the fear to you and to the clients too, and so the transaction will not be successful.
Great point. And yeah, you're not kidding when you said you'd ask me a question every day, at least once a day. I don't even know for how long. I feel like it must have been the first 2 months, but I didn't mind because I know exactly what it is you just said. It's like, hey, this is how you learn if you really want to learn. It's based on the questions you ask. And oftentimes people get started in this industry and they're not seeking out the answers to the questions they need soon enough. They're like not asking anyone, or they're just sitting on something for a whole week, still not knowing the answer at the end of the week because they never really put it out there. They never really like it's like the Bible says, you got to like ask, right? You got to ask. You're not going to get answers by not asking.
Yeah.
Um, and you did that, and it makes sense to me, like how you grew the way you did, because like literally every single day you would go find the answer to a question you didn't know at the beginning of the day, and then you knew something new by the end of it, and you kept using that to move forward in your business, and especially when you had your first clients you were working with. So super
Yeah.
valuable. And now it's like you don't even need to ask questions that often. I mean, you know a lot of the steps of the process now, having gone through that.
Mhm.
Um,
And
so kind of, oh,
just do it. Just take the risk. Like, when I first started, I did a land deal, and it was easier than single family home. And then the second deal came, it was this, a home, a single family. It's a lot more work, but it's the same process. And then the third one came to be off market property, similar but still different. So every transaction, I'm always learning something new, and because you have to put yourself out of your comfort zone in order to learn something.
absolutely. Yeah, growth doesn't happen where you're comfortable. You got to get a little uncomfortable at the very least to grow.
Right.
So good work doing that. Looking forward, man, I know like you've seen what's possible year one in the business. I know you have bigger goals ahead of you too.
Yeah.
And I know you love what it is you're doing day to day in real estate, which is a blessing to find something you enjoy like that. But um, what would you say you most look forward to accomplishing in the time ahead? Like, what's your vision for the future?
For the future, I don't think too far, but I know in 2024, I'm definitely trying to reach the highest status in EXP, which is icon, and that is my goal. Which is, I think it's like at least you cap at $3 million in sale volume, and then 20 transaction after that. So around like minimum 30 to 40 transaction for 2024.
That's amazing, man. And you've got the momentum. You've got the momentum to do it for sure. And dude, I'm excited to see that journey through with you, and to see what it means for you to, be able to live out your dream to a even greater extent than what you've already accomplished here so far. Um, so thinking back, day one in the business, man, I know we were just speaking to that, but like, beyond everything you've shared here so far, if there is anything, like if you could go back to yourself the first day with the license in hand, active with the brokerage, if you could go back knowing everything you've learned
Okay.
and tell yourself just one piece of advice that first day, what would it be?
One piece of advice. Wow, I've never thought about this. Let's see. That's a really good question. What would
Like
I
you,
tell
you
myself?
can give yourself one cheat code, something that you like that really would have helped you that first day if you knew it.
Hmm. Wow. Oh, actually, I know now. Start YouTube sooner. That's the one thing I stopped doing when I first started. I knew YouTube, it's a great tool to work out, but at that time I wasn't ready because it would consume so much of my time throughout the day, editing video, recording properties. And so I think if I, go back, I would definitely work on YouTube, like focus on that.
Great nugget. I feel like I may have told you or
Really?
said a while ago to do this. I don't know if it was on day one or not, to be fair, but dude, regardless, I'm glad that you are doing something with it now. And for the viewers, you just heard Tree, like out of everything he's learned, he's like he wishes he got on YouTube sooner for his real estate business and started using that as a platform to put stuff out there. Which, by the way, we'll just do this. If you're kind of curious to learn a little bit more of what Tree means and what he's doing with YouTube. Tree, how can they find your YouTube channel? Would it be okay if they look at that as an example to see, how to create good content?
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's Tree plus Lily take on DFW.
Tree plus Lily take on DFW. So search that on YouTube. You'll find Tree's YouTube channel and get a better idea of how he's utilizing it to reach more people in his real estate business. But very powerful tool. And Tree, yeah, dude, thank you for taking the time to be here. I've really enjoyed this discussion with you. I think you shared a ton of value and insight with the audience here. Um, if and actually let's do a couple things. For one, if you're watching, if you resonate and relate to anything that Tree has shared, his journey in life and into real estate at this point, we're always looking to connect with people that are hungry, that are growth minded, that want to do more in their lives, especially as it relates to real estate. So if you're someone who's active in the real estate business today, or if you're on track to get that license and get started in the industry here, if there's anything we can do to help you, I'd be open to connecting. Tree, would you be open to connecting if anyone in our audience maybe wants to get some more insight from you on how to best succeed in the industry here?
Yes, of course.
Perfect. So do this, y'all. Best way to connect is send me an email. You'll find it in the description below. But what I want you to do specifically is in the email, in the subject line, mention Tree. You'll see his name, mention Tree, to say, hey, I saw the interview with Tree. I want to connect more. And just let us know where you're at in the process. Again, whether you're active in the business already, whether you're about to get into the business, just let us know where you're at, and we'll see based on where you are today, where you want to go from here, how we can best help. And if it makes sense, I will get you connected with Tree so that you can continue that conversation and see how we can help you get there as well. And Tree, if anyone wants to follow you on your journey, I mean, you already dropped your YouTube, but is there anywhere else that might be a good platform to connect with you or follow your journey in real estate?
Yeah, I think Instagram would be best because I post every single day, almost every day, at least 5 times a week. So it's Tree Pham Realtor. Very easy.
There you go, Tree Fam Realtor. So follow Tree on Instagram. And Tree, again, brother, thank you so much for taking the time, sharing all the value and insight you have so far. I'm so excited to be running with you, man. And we're going to do so much more in the time ahead, help so many more families and people in real estate, and probably help some professionals along the way as well, see more of the kind of success that you've experienced here so far. So thank you again, brother. I hope you have a blessed day, and we'll look forward to connecting again soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tyler. I always love to give back. I know you've always, helped me tremendously when I first started. So now I want to do the same thing for new agents as well.
Well, we're making it happen. And so, and to everyone watching, if you got value out of this, if somehow, some way you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because you do not want to miss what we have coming in the future. You're going to meet more partners just like Tree. You're going to hear their stories, their nuggets. And if you apply those nuggets, see, all you need is one thing from one of these. You don't need 10 different things. You just need one. Find the one thing that you can take from our discussion here and apply in your business and your life immediately. And if you do that every single time I share one of these, you're going to go really far in this business on a really good timeline too. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.